For this week's video, I thought I would share what we eat in a week for homeschool breakfasts. I thought I would just take you along and show you what my family is eating during this winter season. Good morning. It is Monday here, and for this week's video, I thought I would share what we eat in a week for homeschool breakfasts. Now, in case you're new around here, hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm homeschooling mom to 5 kiddos. They range in age from preschool all the way up to high school. So, food is everything around here. We eat most of our meals at home. Sometimes we have therapy appointments and different things that keep us running around, and so sometimes we even have to eat meals on the go. And so I thought I would just take you along this week and show you what my family is eating during this winter season. So, as I said, today is Monday, and Monday is oatmeal day in our house. We eat oatmeal once to twice a week as a large family. It's very economical, it's very filling and nutritious, and so oatmeal is something we usually have on Mondays. I make my oatmeal in the Instant Pot. I could do it in the microwave, I could do it on the stove, but I just really prefer to make it in the Instant Pot. It makes it really quick, really easy, and pretty hands-off for me, so I can start it, do a couple household chores, come back, and it is ready to go. It's really easy to put in the Instant Pot. You just put 1 part oatmeal to 2 parts water with a dash of salt. I put it in on the porridge setting. It is 2 minutes on high pressure, and then I do a natural release, which takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. It's really important to make sure you do a natural release when you are making oatmeal in the Instant Pot, because it will really froth and boil up in there. And so if you try to do a quick release, you will have oatmeal spraying out of your valve. So be sure to always do a natural release. Now, the way I get away with serving my kids oatmeal a couple times a week is to change up the toppings or the flavor that I put into it. In the summer, I like to do berries and cream. Right now, because it's winter, I tend to do more dried fruits. And so today we're going to do raisins as well as some sliced bananas because I have a bunch of those. Now, the other secret weapon that I include in my oatmeal is chia seeds. This is a way that you can get just some extra nutrition into your kids. I always stir it into the warm oatmeal before I put my toppings in, and it just really helps to give your kids some extra nutrition, some extra fiber, some extra, I think they have protein as well. But chia seeds is something we always put in our oatmeal. Now, for my little ones who are like, ooh, what are those black specks in my oatmeal? I don't put a whole lot, like just a few. And every time I serve them oatmeal, I put a few more in, and so they kind of tolerate it more and more. Now, to go along with oatmeal, I'm also going to serve my kids a fried egg, or they like to call it a dippy egg, as well as a piece of my honey wheat bread toasted. Now, some of the kids will just eat toast and put peanut butter on it. Some of the kids will take the toast and the egg and turn it into a breakfast sandwich. It just kind of depends what they like to do. With egg prices the way they are currently, I've definitely decreased the quantity of eggs. Where my kids used to be able to eat 2 eggs each, we've just kind of gone down to 1. Put in some other sources of protein instead. I know it might be surprising. We are one of the minority homeschool families that do not have backyard chickens. I wish we did, but in our suburbs, that's not allowed. And so no chickens in our futures. Good morning. All right, so today is an appointment day. Ezra has speech and occupational therapy, and so I'm getting ready to head out the door, which means I need breakfast on the go. So on days like today, I will grab protein bars like the Kirkland Chewy protein bars, or Justin just bought these, and I'm gonna try this one out today. It is the Simply Protein Crispy Bars. He seems to really like this, so I will try this one out today. I also just grabbed fruit, like some bananas or apples or an applesauce pouch. And then I've talked about these a lot on the channel before, but the Oikos 000 protein yogurts. I love these. They are full of protein. They don't have any sugar in them. Ez and I will just eat these in the car with a plastic spoon. Kids at home, they like to add granola. Let me grab that. They will put their yogurt in a bowl and add this Nutrail granola. This is our favorite, again, from Costco. No sugar in it, just full of lots of nuts and good protein, things like that. This is yet another example of when the kids are at home, they will throw chia seeds in their yogurt. Great fiber, great extra protein, doesn't taste like anything. So they'll put a spoonful of chia seeds and then maybe even throw some, I think I have some blackberries in the fridge, so probably some blackberries on top of their yogurt as well. So this is kind of a fend for yourself day, just a real life. Mama's running out the door to appointments, so everybody's gonna kind of make their own breakfast and feed themselves. Good morning. It is a reheat your coffee kind of day. Had a really long night last night. I had a couple little ones up in the night, and so we are getting a slow start. This happens often to us midweek where we've just been going the first half of the week, and then we'll just, by Wednesday or Thursday have a slump and slow down a little bit. So thankfully today we are at home most of the day, and so that'll give me some time to catch up on some housework as well as some homeschooling and some grading. And so I'm just going to be kind to myself today, and we are going to have quote unquote brunch. The kids on days like this will get up in the morning and have a piece of fruit or a piece of cheese early just to tide them over until I serve breakfast a little bit later in the morning. So on the menu today is going to be a sheet pan pancake as well as just some freezer sausage that I'm going to, I don't know, maybe I'll put it in the pan. Sometimes I just nuke it in the microwave, but maybe I'll put it in the pan and fry it up this morning. But a sheet pan pancake is one of my favorite things for a day like this where we want to have a slower breakfast, linger at the table and do a longer read aloud. And it's great if you have a big family and you don't want to take the time in the morning to flip pancakes a bazillion times. A sheet pan pancake is the way to go because you get a bunch of servings because it's a sheet pan size. And honestly, the texture's a little bit different, but my kids really enjoy it. And they also love the fact that with a sheet pan, I can do various toppings. Sometimes I'll throw some berries in part of it, some cinnamon chips or chocolate chips in part of it. Justin tends to like plain pancakes, so I'll leave some of the sheet pan plain for him. And then I will just slice it up with a pizza cutter, and usually this will last us 2 days. So sometimes we'll have sheet pan pancakes 2 days back to back, or I'll use it for a lunch or for even Brinner for a dinner one night with the leftovers. We'll just see how that goes. Now, as you'll see as I'm making the sheet pan pancake, I am going ahead and just throwing in some of my sourdough discard. This is totally optional. I just have some that needs used up today. I need to really refresh my sourdough this morning. So I am gonna go ahead and put a little bit in here, but you could leave this out for sure if you're not a sourdough person. You'll notice on today's recipe that I am just semi-measuring. I tend to eyeball my ingredients a lot on recipes that I have made over and over again, and I know like the back of my hand. I will link this recipe down below. Don't do as I do. Do measure your ingredients. Today I'm gonna add in some of these Bake Believe dark chocolate baking chips. Again, picked them up from Costco, my go-to store besides Aldi. I really like these. They have 0 grams added sugar. They are sweetened with erythritol. The kids really don't mind the difference. I've put these in chocolate chip cookies. I'm gonna put it in pancakes today. The kids really can't tell the difference between this and regular chocolate chips. Another great trick for these sheet pan pancakes is at the very end of their baking time to stick them underneath of the broiler for just a minute to kind of brown the top, and it'll give it a little bit more of a crispy texture. I love these chicken sausages. I get them at Costco. The kids really enjoy them, and they're pretty clean and pretty healthy. Good morning, happy Thursday. It is a very foggy, dreary morning here. I don't know if you can see that outside the window. This is an apron I picked up at Aldi a couple of weeks ago for just $5, and it gets a little bit wrinkly pretty quickly, which I don't necessarily mind, but it has really nice big pockets, which I personally love to put my phone in. So I love aprons with pockets. It takes me back to my days when I worked at Bob Evans and I had a navy blue apron with big pockets that I could put my notepad to take orders in. That's what it reminds me of. Anyways, welcome to another homeschool morning. I've got kiddos running around in the background, I'm sure you can hear. And I am getting ready to make some muffins for breakfast this morning. We have co-op tomorrow, and so on Thursdays I like to try to bake muffins, a nice sized batch, so that way I can feed some to the kids today, but then also have leftovers to send in their snack boxes tomorrow for their mid-morning snack at co-op. So I have over here, all right, just grabbing some supplies here. I have, and I've talked about these on the channel previously, these Ms. Jones Baking Company pumpkin muffins. I found these mixes at Costco last year, and then they also came back in stock again this year. And I love this brand. They're organic and they have such clean ingredients in them. Organic cane sugar, organic whole wheat flour, organic pumpkin, organic spices, soda, and salt. That's it. That's all that's in these pumpkin mixes. And you just add eggs, oil, and water. And if you want to add some extra pumpkin puree, you can. I also like to do a little extra topping on the top of them. Sometimes I'll do a streusel. Sometimes I'll do cinnamon chips. I'm out of cinnamon chips, so we're gonna do some just mini chocolate chips. Just a couple to make the top look nice. And yeah, that is what's going to be for breakfast this morning, along with some scrambled eggs. Now, personally, I like to put some shredded cheese on my scrambled eggs. Some of the kids don't enjoy that. And then they will probably also grab some type of piece of fruit, whether it's an apple, banana, orange, some other piece of fruit to go along with their breakfast. I always use avocado oil whenever I am baking any kind of muffin, or honestly, just about most of my baking recipes, I use avocado oil these days. This is another recipe that I love to just put a scoopful of my sourdough discard into. So I will go ahead and do that today, but this is completely optional. Okay, I almost forgot, and as you can tell in a lot of my recipes, I tend to doctor them up. And so in this mix, I'm also just gonna add a little bit of extra cinnamon as well as some vanilla, just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. This mix is great on its own, but that's just, I am who I am, that's what I do. Good morning. It is a hectic morning around here. It is co-op day, and so I'm just fitting in some quick filming real quick while I have little ones running around. On co-op days or on days when I have to run out of the house, I try to make a really quick and easy breakfast that either my teens can help me with or I can just, you know, toss in a bag and go. So this morning Mariah got up and put hash browns in the oven for me. These are just from Trader Joe's. And then my teens are in charge of making smoothies. These are just really simple smoothies. It is just a pack of the frozen pouches from Costco mixed with some milk and some protein powder. The other thing I did when I first got up this morning was I went ahead and threw some eggs in the Instant Pot to make boiled eggs. So everybody can grab a boiled egg and a hash brown to go, as well as a smoothie in a stainless steel cup, and we can get out the door really quickly. All right, guys, well, that wraps things up for my What We Eat in a Week homeschool breakfast editions. I hope that this was helpful. I hope it was encouraging or inspiring to give you ideas of things you could maybe put into your rotation of homeschool breakfast. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I gotta go.